The SCO Summit is over and the declaration has come out. There are many win-wins and plus points for India, especially when it comes to tariffs and also economic cooperation and connectivity. Prime Minister Narendra Modi stressed on the factor of security, of cooperation, and of course connectivity as well. Joining me is Wang Kenyu, who is in fact the correspondent of CGTN here covering the SCO as well. Let's chat more with him about what's happening here. What about the declaration? First, on the India-China ties, Wang, please tell me how significant are the India-China ties right now? There is an effort to reset the ties between India and China, especially after the SCO meeting here. So, how would this cooperation go forward?
Well, first of all, let me remember that both India and China are very large countries. We both have more than 1.4 billion people, and we are all like improving economies, and we all have very fast economic growth. So the relationship between China and India, of course, is very important. And remember, this year marks the 75th anniversary of the diplomatic relationship between China and India. And speaking of the ties, I think it's improving because Prime Minister Modi's attendance of this SCO summit in Tianjin has already spoken a lot because, as you mentioned, that the U.S. has imposed tariffs in India. And remember that China has already been involved in this tariff war back in 2018 with the U.S. And this year, it came again. But let's just say this. China is never afraid of the tariffs, and whenever the U.S. has imposed tariffs on us, we just impose the retaliatory tariffs on them. Do we want that? No, but we are not afraid of that. And I think right now, from my understanding, India might want to have the same standing as China had before. So I think Prime Minister Modi came to seek for more collaboration with China.
Well, yes, you are saying that perhaps you'll have a tough position against Trump for the tariffs, and that could be the way forward. But when it comes to business, when it comes to trade between Beijing and New Delhi, sky has been the limit. Enormous trade that really happens. But over the last few years, there has been some problems, some irritants really. What do you think about the people-to-people contact, trade, and also direct flights, perhaps soon?
Well, I think people-to-people exchange is very important for the development of both countries, just like what we are doing right now. And I think there are already some signs from last month's meeting between the foreign minister from both China and India in New Delhi. I think there were 10 fruitful results, and one of the most standing out result is the two countries have already agreed on restarted the direct flight. And I think that will definitely facilitate the people-to-people exchange. And when you have the people-to-people exchange, of course, there will be more trade and more investments you can expect on.
All right, one final question is on terrorism, because India's top priority has been countering terrorism, particularly coming in from Pakistan, unfortunately in the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir. But we recently faced the Pahalgam terror attack in which 26 innocents lost their lives. And here, at the SCO platform, for the first time at the SCO declaration, it mentions Pahalgam. It condemns terrorism, but also condemns the Pahalgam terror attack and says that the perpetrators should be brought to justice. It's a big statement for India. How do you see this statement? China cooperating with India, China agreeing with India for the first time completely on the terminology on which the terrorism has been condemned. And does this reflect larger security cooperation between New Delhi and Beijing?
Well, China always condemned the terrorisms, and I think if you read the Tainjin Declaration, which was signed this noon, and it says very clear that the SCO member states will establish a few centers, the centers of anti-drugs, the centers of anti-terrorism, the centers to address the security concerns, and also even the centers of information security. So I think if you see that these centers will be established in the future, definitely, well, all the countries want development. No country is in favor of terrorism. So development is just the biggest common goal for any countries.
All right, thank you very much for joining us. That's the latest coming in. There has been some resounding success for New Delhi and of course for China here at the SCO Summit, but particularly on terrorism. There is a consensus, there is condemnation, and Pahalgam terror attack that was unleashed by Pakistan against India has been condemned as well. Reporting from the SCO Summit here in China, this is Aditya Kaul for NDTV.